Now, after we can move on to our next item, which is the guest speakers. Now, after the success of our July meeting, that conjured up some very interesting and entertaining presentations on the theme of I wish I had been there when, it was decided to ask the members to speak on a slightly different theme, which begins with I was there when. And I managed to persuade 3 of our members to speak tonight, to take up the challenge. And so it's my pleasure to introduce our first speaker, our patron, Liana Thompson. Welcome, Liana.
And start video.
There she
Here we
is.
go.
Here I am. Just check now. You couldn't see me. Hello, everyone, and so lovely to be here. Thank you, Sue, for your kind invitation. And I was there when, I know it's going to be really hard to believe, but in 1993, when I was just such a young thing, I was the Mayor of the City of Port Melbourne. Very proud to be. And it was a year that was quite something. I got invited by the Minister then for Local Government, Roger Hallam, myself and the very beautiful Frank O'Connor, who was the Mayor of the City of South Melbourne, was summoned one day in November to Parliament House. We were summoned, and along we went with our CEOs, to the basement. Now, I don't know if people have been there, but it's like a dungeon. It's a blue stone, you know, it's where all of those chairs go to die that no one knows what to do with. And we were shown into this shabby little room in the dungeon, and the minister, with great flourish and excitement, basically got this map, and out on the table goes a map. And he says, these are the new boundaries of the City of Melbourne. And you go, oh, yeah, okay, well, what does that mean? Well, what that actually meant was 42% of our rate base went to the City of Melbourne. 26% of South Melbourne went to the City of Melbourne. This is a fundamental point of where things really started to move on the journey to local government reform. So it was with that incredible blow of losing such a huge amount of our rate base. And of course, Melbourne still have all of that beautiful land all across to Fisherman's Bend and up to the river. That then led to a conversation that I had with the local government board. So this was only a few months later. Leonie Burke and Yehudi Blaisher came along and spoke to me as mayor and the CEO, David Graham. And Leonie Burke said to me with a kind of a quizzical look on her face, so Madam Mayor, how is it that the City of Port Melbourne are going to be efficient and effective with 42% of their rate base gone? How is it that you're going to stave off amalgamation? Because you cannot be going forward as you are. Well, we all know what happened. It was a long and awful kind of battle that local government reform, 210 local governments across Victoria became 78. We're now back to 79. The only council to not be amalgamated was the borough of Queenscliff, and it only happened because so many people had their holiday houses, and apparently really great barbecues happen with the then Conservative government, and the borough of Queenscliff did not get amalgamated. In the time where we rallied together to really push back against amalgamation, because we thought it was, not only was it not a good thing for community, but we actually didn't think it was going to bring forward the required cost changes and efficiencies that had been expected. And I think that probably that there's still a question about whether or not there were great changes from an economics perspective. So I just want to remind you of a couple of things that happened. We closed the borders at the City of Port Melbourne at Pickle Street. We stopped traffic and we had these passports. I don't know if people remember that. We were a bit naughty. I know that will surprise some of you, but any opportunity that we could, that brought to the attention anybody who was interested, the fact that we did not want to be amalgamated with anyone, we wanted to be proudly the City of Port Melbourne, we certainly did. One of my memories is being on the back of a truck in the middle of, out the front of Parliament House. And there I was sitting there with standing there with John Halfpenny. I had the gold, beautiful mayoral, I used to call it the necklace, weighed a ton, around my neck. There I am on the back of a truck with John Halfpenny, and the streets are full of people protesting against amalgamation. All the way down Burke Street, as far as you could see, people were there. It was an incredible time. A couple of other things happened. So not only did the amalgamations happen, the way in which I got informed as the mayor that amalgamations happened was I got a fax, and it was about midnight, and the fax basically said, the City of Port Melbourne no longer exists. Please return your fax machine, your phone, all of the property tomorrow morning. That was the great thank you very much, and off you go. Today, when I was doing a little bit of research, I found this document that had been pulled together by Spence Consulting, and they did this review of what 20 years post-amalgamation looked like. And in this review, I actually get a bit of a go, and I said something I thought was quite smart. So I'm going to read it to you, because I think it was of the time. I believed it, and actually I still believe it. And yeah, I still believe this. So I said, apparently, in 1994, as an immutable principle, local government should, oh goodness, I can't read NAS, should be like other forms of government, and therefore the state government should not be able to dismiss any local government without a ratepayers referendum. We agree local government should be responsive to community demands and needs to be effective, efficient and accountable, and economies of scale are achievable through resource sharing, service contracting and workplace reforms. There is no need to remove a democratic form of government. Wow, I said that all those years ago, and I still really believe that there should not be any dismissal of local government. Now that's saying something for a woman who jumped from the political arm across to the administration arm, and, you know, in an overnight success over 20 years, moved from being the last mayor of Port Melbourne to the first mayor of Port Phillip, and now CEO at Northern Grampian Shire. So those are my remembrances.
Oh, wow. Thank you. What a wonderful, wonderful reminiscence you have, and what a wonderful job you have done, and what an amazing journey in your professional life. So thank you so much, Liana. I'm sure there are people who want to make comments or ask questions, so we'll open it up to everyone now.
Ben Piper.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, yep, we can hear you.
I could just, I have recollections of the big meetings we used to have in the old Port Melbourne Town Hall, plotting how we were going to try and save. And just make the comment that we seem to be the only sort of areas of Victoria that really actively fought against amalgamation. And I thought that was very interesting.
Yeah, we really were, Ben. And, you know, ourselves and our friends at Brunswick, Coburg and the like. So, you know, the republics of Moreland and Darebin and ourselves, we were kind of and Yarra also were the ones who really fought amalgamation. I forgot to mention the time I was actually chucked in the back of a divvy van as part of those excitements. It'll be for next year, maybe.
Okay, very good. Martin Foley.
Hello, Liana.
Hello, beautiful Martin Foley.
Now, what I want to know is, did you keep the passport and the fax for the Port Melbourne Historical Society's records?
Oh, the society has a passport, and the fax I don't know about. That's a very good question. I'm not even sure I've got it, but it was a hell of a way to be sacked. The only job I've been sacked from, Martin.
Well done.
Thank you. And you're doing a great job too, Martin. Unreal in this time. Yeah.
Rosie Bray.
Yeah, well done, girl. I'm proud of you. I'm a girl from Baghdad, and I'm a Heidelberg, City of Heidelberg employee all my life at City of Heidelberg. And
Yeah.
well done. I'm wrapped.
Thank you. Thank
God
you very
bless you.
much. Thank you.
And lastly, just Beres Campbell.
Hi, Liana. Fantastic to think back to those awful but exciting times. And I'd just like you to know that I'm sitting here proudly holding my vintage Port Worth
Preserving. Yay.
amalgamation badge, which I would have had on for tonight if we'd been all meeting together.
Oh,
So
Beres.
it's a great time to remember and should be well documented. Thanks for your talk. That's great.
Thank you, Beres. Beres, you've actually reminded me, and I was thinking about you, Tony DeFazio, who was the Deputy Town Clerk at the City of Port Melbourne, a beautiful, beautiful man. And he's dedicated his career to local government. He actually retires next month from the City of Whitehorse, and I caught up with him and had a little conversation. And a shout out to Tony, who spent a lot of time and energy and has great love for Port Melbourne.
Oh, thanks for that, Liana. Send him my great affection. I can't believe he's old enough. He's frozen in time for me at around 30.
I understand.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
A couple more. Kay Rowan.
Oh, hello, Liana.
Hi.
Great talk. I enjoyed it so much. And I'm an old Port Melbourne girl. Born in South Melbourne, lived in Port Melbourne all my life. So, yeah, I go along with all those things. And I live in Pickle Street. I never had the passport, so I must have missed it somewhere. Perhaps I just snuck in around everywhere,
Well, your dad would never have let me stop you, I think.
That's right. Thanks again. Bye.
And Janet.
Hi, Liana, up there in stall. I just thought it would be great also to acknowledge Pat Granger, who really prepared so many of the campaign materials that were used at that time, including the vintage Port Worth preserving that Beres is wearing this evening.
Oh, thank you very much for doing that, Janet. Yes, absolutely. And we call that collateral, all of that marvellous collateral that Pat dreamed up. I think there was quite a bit of red wine, to be honest, and drink that was held in preparing all of that. But yeah, she is and was a powerhouse.
Absolutely.
And John May.
Evening, Liana.
Hello, Johnny.
Just like to say that not only were you a wonderful mayor, you're a wonderful person. And I really appreciate your efforts and your ongoing efforts at this stage as well. And as far as being put in the back of a police car, well, That wouldn't worry a port girl, would it?
No, they let me out pretty quickly because they obviously knew my reputation.
Yeah. So there's no fury, eh?
Exactly.
Thanks, Liana, for everything you've done for this community.
Thank you, Johnny.
Right. So I think that's everyone.
Are there any? Oh, okay. Well, Liana, you can see how well appreciated you are, and what it is a fantastic recollection. It's certainly an eye opener for me. I can say that. Being a little new chum to Port Melbourne, yeah. So thank you. Thank you very much.
And could I say hello to my husband, who I haven't seen for some months? Hey, Dave.
Yeah. Oh,
Thank
dear.
you, everyone.
Yes. Hopefully the restrictions will be lifted a bit so you can travel from your end of the world to our end as well.
Yeah. Whenever it's safe enough, that's when we'll go.
That's right. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sue.
Thank you.